This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark News.
And good morning, and thanks so much for joining us today on Columbus Concerns. This week, Governor DeWine announced a two-year budget proposal for the state of Ohio totaling $218 billion. Among other programs the governor would like to see enacted, child tax credits for each parent in the state of up to $1,000 per child. The governor also wants the state to help kids get glasses if they have trouble with their vision. He would also like to see adult driver training and driver's education programs put back in the high schools. He also announced changes for senior care around the state. So here's Governor DeWine this morning talking about his two-year, $218 billion budget proposal on Columbus Concerns.
The things that make Ohio the heart of all are first and foremost our families, our children, our students, our workforce, our businesses, and our communities. First, our budget helps children and families. Our children are our future. Our families are the foundation of that very future. We must provide families with the help that they need to raise their children in an environment that ensures they have every opportunity in life to reach their God-given potential. One area where our families need help right now is with the cost of child care. So let me talk for a moment about that. Quality child care does two very important things. One, it helps our children learn, helps them learn and grow so they're prepared to excel when they start kindergarten. Two, it helps our parents to be confident that they can go to work, and they can be confident that their children will be well taken care of and that their children will learn while they are at work. But unfortunately for too many working families, balancing work and child care has become very difficult. It's no secret that the cost of child care has increased in recent years, especially with our rising inflation across the country. Today, for a family with two children in child care, on average, the first $11 of every hour worked by the parent is being used to cover child care expenses. Faced with the financial reality, more parents are forced to forego job opportunities. In a recent survey of working parents with young children in Ohio, nearly half say they have reduced their work hours to care for their children. This is not, of course, just a family problem. It is also a workforce problem, and it's an economic problem. During our administration, we've helped more working families get the financial support they need to access quality child care. Last year, we launched a new child care choice voucher program to support working families up to 200% of the federal poverty level. Through this effort, we are currently providing financial support to allow thousands more families to access child care. An overwhelming majority of parents involved in this program tell us that it's helped them take on more hours either at work or for them going to school. And so today I'm happy to say that our new budget will allow us to continue this effort, continue providing child care support at this level for working parents, as well as those pursuing their education. This continued investment will not only help build Ohio's workforce, but it will also allow us to continue our efforts to strengthen families. Let me talk about the second issue. In our previous budgets, we have focused on making Ohio the best place in the nation to raise a family. We will continue to do just that with this budget. We want people in Ohio to have the freedom to grow their families the way that they would like to. Yet a survey of young parents shows that more than 1/3 are having serious problems paying their rent or paying their mortgage. This reality has led to more of our young families feeling financially constrained. We want to liberate people to be able to create the family of their dreams. And we want to support young children and their parents to give them the best start in life. This is why our budget contains a child tax credit to support working parents and families. In this budget, we provide a tax credit that will provide parents up to $1,000 per year for each child through the age of 6. $1,000 per year for each child through the age of 6. Let me move to home visiting. Further, our budget includes funding to expand high-quality home visiting programs statewide. Home visiting is a program that encourages early prenatal and well-baby care and also provides parenting education. We've been growing this in each of our budgets. We've found that families who enroll in home visiting are 60% less likely for their baby to die before its first birthday. And so we're going to expand the reach with this program by supporting 25,000 more families each year. From 10,000 families, we'll grow to 35,000 families annually. Our budget also increases support of pregnancy centers, social service organizations, nonprofits, and ministries that serve as critical resources for moms and for families. Adoption. We will continue to support parents who are looking to start or expand their families through adoption. We'll do this by continuing to provide one-time payments to adoptive parents to help offset adoption-related costs. Grants are awarded to parents who adopt with additional incentives for fostering or adopting children who have special needs. We will continue that program. Now let's talk about children and education. One of the most impactful things we can do to put our kids on the best trajectory for success is to put books in their hands and introduce them to the wonders of reading. Reading is simply the key to everything. It's the key to success in school. It's the key to success in life. My wife Fran has worked very hard to expand the Dolly Parton Imagination Library throughout the state of Ohio. This program will continue to be supported by this budget, as well as being supported by help from citizens in each county in the state of Ohio. I want to thank all the people in every county who have rallied behind this program, and I want to thank the legislature for providing the state money as well. The Imagination Library mails a child one age-appropriate book each month until a child's 5th birthday at no cost to the family. Today, more than 400,000 Ohio children are enrolled in this program. Let me now turn to the science of reading. 2 years ago, I asked the General Assembly to support our initiative to make sure that all students in Ohio are being taught to read using the method that we know works the best, and that is the science of reading. This work is underway, and this work continues. Teachers all across Ohio are teaching reading skills using curriculum aligned to the science of reading. We're moving in the right direction, but change takes time, and we need to continue our focus on improving literacy across the state of Ohio. That's why this budget continues to support literacy coaches in schools and districts and requires schools with low rates of proficient readers to focus more of their dollars on literacy supports when students are falling behind. But for children to be able to read at their best, they need to be able to see. They need to be able to see clearly. Experts tell us that 80% of a child's learning comes through their sense of sight. Yet tragically, too many Ohio children who need glasses never receive them, and as a result, they fall behind in school. School-aged children in the state of Ohio are required to receive vision screenings, but shockingly, only 26% of the students who need additional vision care, whether that be a comprehensive eye exam or glasses, actually receive it, leaving tens of thousands of our Ohio children behind. That is wrong. This budget will start to correct that. We're going to solve this problem by creating the new Ohio C program. This program will ensure that all students in kindergarten through 3rd grade who fail vision screening at their school do in fact then receive comprehensive eyeglasses, eye exams, and if needed, eyeglasses. This program will target kids at an age when vision is critical to learning. We anticipate that through Ohio C, more than 33,000 children will be served throughout Ohio over the biennium. School-based health centers. Just as children need to be able to see well to read, they also need to be healthy to learn, which is exactly why we've continued in this budget to invest in school-based health centers across the state of Ohio. These health centers offer a variety of health and wellness services right on school grounds, allowing students to get the help they need right at school. Studies tell us that these centers positively impact academic performance in multiple ways, including improved attendance, higher grade point averages, better college preparation, and more. This budget continues to expand the number of school-based health centers in high-need counties and provides resources and technical support to schools when schools want to create these on their own. Another thing that we know about education is that school leaders matter. The building principle is key. A strong school principal is the key to improving results, and that's why our budget establishes what we are calling the Ohio Principal Apprenticeship Program. This program will prepare and develop individuals who are eager to embrace the challenges of school leadership. By allowing aspiring principals to train with veteran principals, this program will put more leaders in our schools. School bus safety. We have a responsibility to make sure that children are able to travel to school safely. Last year, we created and we tasked the Ohio School Bus Safety Working Group with developing recommendations to keep these children who are going to school every day safer. Our budget invests $34 million over the biennium to fund these recommendations. We do this through a new school bus safety grant program, and we do it through increased bus driver training. Now let me turn to driver training. We also need to help ensure that as our teenagers get older, they're safe while driving on Ohio's roads. Unfortunately, current driving training programs are simply out of reach for many Ohio families. The training is either too expensive or it's not very close. In fact, some counties have no driver training option in the entire county. All this causes many high school students to miss out on valuable opportunities to get a job, an internship, or other work-based learning experiences when they're still in school. Further, many teens who can't get driver's training wait to get their license until they're 18, the age at which this training is no longer required. This is especially troubling because over the past 5 years, we have seen, when we look at the data, significantly more 18, 19-year-old drivers were involved in fatal crashes, and more of those 18 and 19 than the 16 and 17-year-olds. Many of these students these new drivers never get any driver's training at all. We have to start taking action, and through our budget, we will do that. Let me say very clearly, it is now time to put driver's training back in our high schools. This needs to be done. Schools are the logical and most accessible places for teens to learn how to drive. Our budget helps schools partner with independent driving training academies or allows them to start their own driver training program to make this training affordable for families and bring it directly to the students. Finally, our budget also includes $23.4 billion over the biennium to support students, educators, schools, and districts with increased funding in the K-12 school funding formula and school choice programs. This plan includes a phase-in of the final 2 years of the General Assembly's school funding plan and also allows us to phase out the funding of empty desks in schools that are having decreasing enrollment. We do this by reducing funding guarantees. Ohio is providing record funding for our students. We're proud to be offering students and families more choices than ever in terms of how they receive their education. Ohio has a long history of supporting parents and supporting choices made by parents regarding the education of their children. This budget continues this effort by supporting students, whether they enroll in a traditional public school district, a community school, STEM school, a career center, or in a private school using a state scholarship. Our commitment to education will pay dividends by making sure Ohio's next generation is ready to excel in whatever they set their minds to after graduation. But a key component for each one of these students is to have a plan. That's why I have directed Steve Dakin, I've directed Ohio's K-12 and higher education leaders all to work together to prioritize career planning for our students. We're going to give students more opportunities to learn about the in-demand careers available to them right here in Ohio, while opening doors to the education or training they need to turn their dreams into reality. Let me now talk about the top 5% of our students who graduate from high school every year. For students who see college as their pathway, it's important to expose them to all the great colleges and universities that we have right here in the state of Ohio. The Governor's Merit Scholarship Program, which was started in the previous budget, was a key priority in that budget and will remain an important part of this budget. This scholarship will continue to encourage Ohio's best and brightest students to stay in the state of Ohio and go to college here. We do that by providing $5,000 scholarships to every student in the top 5% of their high school graduating class who chooses to attend an Ohio college or university, not just for the first year, but for all 4 years, $5,000 per year. This scholarship opportunity has been so far incredibly popular. Ohio's high school class of 2024 included 6,200 eligible students. That was the top 5% of the class. Over 3/4 of those students accepted the scholarship and are now attending Ohio colleges and universities. Normally, we would expect that number to be about 60%. That means, thanks to the Merit Scholarship, almost 1,000 more of our top students are now going to college in the state of Ohio. And we would expect that to continue year after year. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. These kids will much more likely then stay in Ohio, get a job in Ohio, and be Ohio citizens and be productive members of society. We're also building on the success of the Merit Scholarship Program, this top 5%, by guaranteeing admission to each one of these top 5% kids in their graduating class. They will be guaranteed admission to the main campus of every state college or university in Ohio. All our public schools, they will be guaranteed admission to the main campus of those schools. At the same time, we will make it easier for all Ohio high school students to know where they will be admitted to college in state through our new direct admission initiative. This program will let high school students know, based on simple criteria such as grade point average or SAT, ACT scores, the list of Ohio colleges and universities where they will be admitted. Students will no longer need to apply to participating schools and wait for an answer. All they will need to do is simply register and enroll in the college that they choose. Let me talk about need-based scholarships. Beyond the Merit Scholarship, we remain focused on making college more affordable for all students. Our budget includes continued support for the Ohio College Opportunity Grant, which provides financial support for students who have the highest level of financial need. And also, the Choose Ohio First Scholarship will continue to provide support for students in STEM-related fields, including health professions, as well as those studying to be STEM teachers. Finally, we want to ensure that our colleges and universities are laser-focused on making sure their students are graduating ready to launch their careers and contribute to our workforce. Today, the amount of state funding colleges receive is determined by the number of students completing courses, certificates, and degrees. It's time to take the next step forward. And that next step is by funding colleges based on whether graduates are gainfully employed after graduation. That will become one of the factors. Our budget does exactly that, making Ohio the first state, we believe, in the nation to tie a significant portion of funding for colleges and universities to whether their graduates are in fact getting jobs. Our work to ensure Ohioans are ready to thrive in the economy of tomorrow doesn't stop with college graduates. We're continuing to support the Tech Cred program in this budget, making it possible for Ohioans to learn new skills, earn in-demand credentials that lead to well-paying jobs, and help businesses build a stronger workforce. Now let me turn to one of the things that sometimes holds people back, and that is people who have a mental health challenge. Since taking office, my administration has worked alongside this General Assembly, and I thank them for the help, investing the necessary resources to make Ohio a national leader in addressing the mental health crisis. This budget continues to expand our commitment to increase access to mental health services directly in our communities, building the system of care that was promised beginning in the 1960s, but was truly never fully delivered. We will also continue to expand our strong partnership among healthcare providers, law enforcement, and our judges. In the past couple of years, we've begun to see real progress. Since taking office, with the help of this legislature, we have opened Ohio's first new state psychiatric hospital in nearly a decade, with plans to build more of them in the coming years. We've received more than 440,000 calls, texts, and chats to Ohio's 988 Crisis and Suicide Lifeline. That's more than 18,000 communications each and every month. We've served nearly 16,000 youth and families through new mobile crisis services. We've attracted more than 2,100 behavioral health professionals into the field through our Great Minds program. We've helped construct or expand 11 pediatric behavioral health facilities, which served more than 100,000 youth just last year alone. We've launched 26 new psychiatric residential treatment beds, a specialized facility for youth with complex behavioral health needs. Prior to 2024, this service did not even exist in Ohio. We've constructed 26 new crisis facilities and 4 behavioral health urgent cares. We've added 87 specialized court dockets that are helping now more than 36,000 participants to achieve recovery. We partnered with Hazel Health to serve 160,000 youth in underserved communities with behavioral health telehealth services. And we've treated nearly 50,000 men and women with substance use disorders in Ohio's 28 prisons. We are beginning to see the results of all this work, but we must continue this work, and this budget continues it. After years of steady increases, in 2023, we saw unintentional overdose deaths decline by nearly 10%. Suicide deaths dropped by 1%. Both numbers falling faster than the national average, but we must do more, and this budget does more. Our interventions are working. We still have much to do. Let me talk about our communities, where the services are delivered. It's important for us to help our communities deal with drug trafficking and violent crimes. Overdose deaths in Ohio are dropping thanks in part to the work of state and local law enforcement. I want to thank them for that work. To help our local drug task forces, who do a great job, we will continue to support these drug task forces in this budget. Second, the Ohio Narcotics Intelligence Center, which we created and established in 2019, continues to do critical work to support local law enforcement in investigating violent crimes. Public safety depends on highly trained law enforcement officers. This budget continues our support for this training and will also create a new state-of-the-art scenario-based training facilities in Ohio. Making Ohio's communities safer requires more reliability and efficient emergency services. Our budget plan continues to cover most of the local cost of the standard service for the Multi-Agency Radio Communication System, MARCS. This funding will ensure that the cost of monthly fees will no longer prevent our first responders from joining this critical network. MARCS provides state-of-the-art wireless digital communication, allowing approximately 2,500 public safety and public service agencies to easily communicate and coordinate responses. In addition, our budget proposal will complete the $46 million infrastructure for next generation 911. This will save lives. Next Generation 911 makes emergency services more efficient, including the ability to text 911 operators. Next Generation 911 reduces call transfers, makes major improvements to pinpoint precise geolocations. Every second counts in saving lives. These necessary upgrades save precious time in the most critical times. Supporting the brave men and women who volunteer to respond in times of crisis is critical to helping our local communities. Our budget plan supports Ohio's volunteer firefighters by waiving fees at the State Fire Marshal's Fire Academy and continuing equipment and training grants to these local departments. Because Ohio is a day's drive from 60% of the U.S. population, our roads are critical to our economy and critical to the nation's economy. Our transportation budget, though, also laser focuses on safety and provides for an investment of $380 million over the biennium for targeted safety upgrades to Ohio's roadways. Community safety also means that we must be vigilant in protecting our crucial infrastructure systems. Our budget invests $8 million of the biennium to support cybersecurity for local governments and critical public water infrastructure. As Ohio continues to attract new businesses and industries, making sure members of our workforce have places to live and raise their families is central to our continued growth and success. Therefore, this budget invests $100 million of the biennium in the infrastructure needed to increase available single and multifamily housing for rural communities, particularly rural communities along our borders, where economic development is driving increased demand.
And that's Governor Mike DeWine with his two-year budget proposal for the state of Ohio. I'm Mark News. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again next week on Columbus Concerns.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.
I'm Tiffany Haddish.
And I'm Marlon Wayans. African Americans are 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer than any other racial or ethnic group.
When you or someone you love is facing a pancreatic cancer diagnosis, access to cutting-edge treatment can help make long-term survival possible and improve future patient outcomes.
That's why Stand Up to Cancer and the Lustgarten Foundation have teamed up to bring over 30 pancreatic cancer clinical trials to those who need them.
Learning all you can about pancreatic cancer, including treatment options and what clinical trials are available, can give you or a loved one even more than hope. It can help make long-term survival possible.
For more information about the latest pancreatic cancer research and clinical trials near you, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Food. Our survival relies on it. Yet every day in central Ohio, nearly 1 million pounds of it enters the landfill. That's a lot of food, natural resources, and money being wasted. The meals on our plates require a lot of energy, water, and land to grow, harvest, and prepare. And we rely on a healthy planet to provide that. When we choose to throw food away, we're choosing to discard all the resources that were invested along the way, not to mention the money that's being tossed out. But together, we can make choices that make a difference in our community and protect our environment. In fact, there are a lot of small changes that we can each make to reduce our waste, like saving our leftovers, properly storing our food, and composting. Learn more about what you can do to reduce your food waste at home, at work, at school, and in your community at SaveMoreThanFood.org, a program of SWACO.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.